Hi, this is Colleen from Copic Markers Scrapbooking, copicshopping.com, and I'm going to do a video today about monochromatic coloring. I'm going to be using Copic Markers Y21, so you can see Y21, Y23, Y26, and Y28. Those are the colors I'm going to be using today. And the purpose of monochromatic coloring is to color all on one scale, one tone scale, using all the same in a blending group. So we're going to start with this little zombie. She's a CMS Gigandrin for Copic Shopping. And we're going to go ahead and start with our lightest color here, and start with her hair. So what we're going to do, take our lightest color, and we're flicking, which is putting a lot of pressure down at the tip, and lightening as we get up. We're flicking from the bottom up, and from the top down to create highlights in her hair. So that's the flicking. And we're not going to create highlights all over, just in the front and on the, a little on the sides here. And on this side. And we're going to flick from the top down. Sometimes it helps to turn your paper when you do this, but for the purpose of keeping the video camera steady, I'm not going to do that. And I'm just creating a little white spot in between her hair, in between where the shine would be here. And we'll probably fill that in a little bit later. So we've got the shine in our hair with our lightest color, Y21. Now we're going to add in a little bit darker tone with our medium, with our light medium, Y23, just at the ends of where we were. And today I'm using Express It cardstock, which is a Copic product. It's a heavier cardstock, so I don't have to worry so much about bleeding. So I flicked all that in. Now I'm going to take my darker medium color, Y26, and I'm going to flick in from the roots. And from the tips. So we're creating kind of a gradient here. Okay. So now we've got our medium in, and we're going to go ahead and put in our darkest color, Y28. I'm going to do a little of this at the tips and the roots. But not too much, because we want to create a contrast between the dark and the light, since we're only coloring with one color throughout the scale. I'm going to blend back my darkest color into my medium color quickly. So we get that evenness. Normally I pay a little more attention to staying in the lines, but I want to make sure this video gets time completion. Can't be too long. Alright. And then we're going to take our Y23 and go back in with that. And we're starting to blend down, so we're getting smooth lines. And I'm still leaving some of that white spot available for the highlight in her hair. Alrighty, and then we're going to get our lightest one out, our Y21, and we're going to flick, and we're going to close up some of the white spots, but not a lot, so that we still have a good highlight in our hair. Now we're going to come back with our darkest color, our Y28, and we're going to add some shadows. So we're going to shadow in here. If we were coloring with our regular Copic color palette, we would probably do this with grays or with darker the blue violets, but since we're doing monochromatic coloring, we're going to go ahead and just do it with our darkest color here to give it that depth. Because highlighting it draws your eye in, but shadows will really draw attention to your highlighting. Then we'll just blend in. I'm going to take the Y23 here, go middle of the road, and kind of blend that shadow out a little bit. And close up some of that around her ear here. Our lovely little Nurse Ratched. Some of that out in here. But it is a shadow, and you do want it to look like a shadow, not just a darker spot of hair. Now we're going to go ahead and do her face. And I'm going to start with our lightest color again and go everywhere on her face but her eyes. Coloring in small circles. I'm not outlining so that we don't get any funny lines when our markers dry. Okay, we're going to go in and do her ears here too. Now we're going to take our medium light, our Y23, and we're going to come in where there might be some shadows. And then we're going to take our Y26, which is dark as we're going to go on her skin. We're going to go over where we've already added some shadows in and just kind of darken them up so we can see the contrast. And we're going to blend it out. And then blend all, oh, sorry, forgot our ears there. It helps a lot of times to flick that color in, and it'll give you a smoother blend. We'll take our lightest, our Y21, and we'll just finish blending all that out. Blend, and we'll go back over and give her face here a second coat of color. And now we're going to do her eyes, and I want to create a highlight in the middle of her eye there to kind of give it maybe a metallic look. So because that's kind of the color scheme, is bronze, steampunkish look to my zombie. So I've gone ahead and I've done my lightest Y21, and I'm going to do my Y23 very gently in here. And then I'm going to do my Y26 very gently. We're using our light or darkest color very sparingly throughout the coloring here so that we can use it effectively for shadows with the monochromatic coloring. Okay. So I'm going to blend back with my Y23. I'm going to kind of work in here a little bit to get that line smooth. Oops, sorry, got my hand in the way there. I'm going to come back with my Y21, our lightest one, and start flicking outwards and downwards so we're getting a nice blend here. And then we're going to blend it all together and come back over those white spots. Alright, and then for contrast we'll take our dark color and we'll go ahead and put it right in here in her eyelids there. Now if we wanted to, we could use our Y28 with the monochromatic coloring to make these splotches on her face look a little dirtier because she is a zombie after all. And we'll blend in here like that. And then we'll come in and we'll go ahead and start on her outfit. We're going to give her a light outfit here that we're going to work into I'm going to save the pocket and the cross on there for a darker color. And we're only going to use the two colors here, the Y21 and the Y23. So we're giving it some contrast. We're giving it shadows over here and over here. And a little bit there and a little bit there. And maybe a little bit down here. We'll blend that out. Okay, and I'm going to take our Y26. And our Y28. Just to add a contrast. And we'll blend it out a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and do her skirt, and this is where the monochromatic coloring starts to really look pretty. Because we're going to take our light color and we're going to go ahead and create some pretty good highlights in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to put in my two lines there where I want the highlights, the lightest part of the highlight to be. And then we're going to color in back here. We'll leave a highlight at the edge here. We'll color in over here. We'll leave a highlight at the edge there. Take our medium, our light medium, which is the Y23. And we'll work it in this way. We're just making lines on the other side. And we're going to get a little bit over here so you can see where we're going. Then we'll take our darker medium color, our Y26, and we'll put it in over here. You can see how that's shaping up. And we're going to break out our darkest this time. And we're going to just do little lines. Notice I'm leaving white there. But that's going to be our darkest. And that's going to be our darkest. And now we're going to blend all that back together. And we're always going to blend from back into dark to light. So I'm going to blend the Y28 out with the Y26. And then we're going to blend with the Y26 with the Y23. And then the Y21. To smooth everything out there. And don't be afraid to leave a little white on your paper, because that helps with your highlights. And there we go. We've got our skirt all highlighted pretty. I want to close up a little bit there. But if you close up too much, you can take your colorless blender pen and go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go finish coloring this, and I'm going to put it on a card, and I'll let you see the finished product. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial.